What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there, waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya.
Today, we're going to talk about a game that I've been playing a lot lately. And then I finally got my wife to try it, and we played a couple of games. And that game is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Lost Ruins of Arnak is designed by Min and Elwin and published by Czech Games Edition.
Let's go to the table for a quick overview of how this game is played. The Lost Ruins of Arnak is a 1-to-4 player game where the players are leading an expedition exploring the uncharted island of Arnak. First off, take a look at this central player board. It's huge. It's gorgeous, but man, is it huge. And being that the theme of this game is we are explorers searching for various temples on this island, the island can't be small. So, I get it. Each player is going to get their own player board, which represents their campsite with tints of their player color. And they're going to get their 2 worker meeples. That's the only ones you're going to get in the game. And then you get your starting hand of cards, which coins and compasses. And then you're going to take 2 fear cards and add that to your starting deck. You're going to shuffle that up. And you're going to put it there and draw 5 cards, keeping your hand secret from all other players. There are 7 actions I can do in the game. The first action I can do is send one of my workers to dig at a site. These sites here are already revealed on the board, and this tent symbol means that these are near my campsite, so I don't have to go far. So in order to send one of my workers there, I will first have to pay the cost that is depicted at the bottom of the site. So if I wanted to send my worker here, I would have to spend a boot symbol. The cards in your hand have these symbols up in the left-hand corner. You got your boot, you got your boat, you got a car. You also got airplanes on other cards that you will gain into your deck. Now, airplanes are considered wild. So you can play a boat or a car for instead of a boot. You can play an airplane for anything. But you can't spin a boat in place of a car and vice versa. So to send my worker there, I will play this card, put it in my play area, and then I will send my worker over to this spot. Now, I will get 2 of these tablets onto my player board. Now, in the future, when another player, I don't think I can go there anymore, but another player could go there, but they have to spend 2 boot tokens, 2 boot cards rather, from their hand into their play area to go get 2 tablets. Another action I can do is to discover a new site. So let's say I took my worker, decided to do a little exploring, and I wanted to go here. Now, I have to pay this card symbol, okay, discard it into my play area, but I also have to pay these compass tokens as represented there because I decided to do a little exploring, and I found this new temple. So I take my worker here, I will gain this item, which will give me a coin immediately, and then I will flip it over. It's worth 3 points at the end of the game. I'll put this on my player board, but then I will reveal the temple that I discovered. So there are these level 1 temples and level 2 temples. I discovered a level 1 temple. So I will flip this over. Wow, that's pretty. So I take that, put it there, and then I would gain those 2 items into my supply. So I would get a tablet and an arrowhead. Then I would reveal the guardian that's occupying that temple. Those were randomly shuffled. Reveal the top of it, and I got this scorpion. I'll place it there, and now that represents another action I can take if I want to. So another action I can take is to overcome that guardian. If my worker is in a place with a guardian, I can overcome that guardian by paying the cost. As you see, the cost is discard a card from my hand, pay a compass, and pay an arrowhead. So I can pay that arrowhead I just got, and I can overcome this guardian. And this guardian will go into my play area, and it's worth 5 points at the end of the game. Now, if you see this symbol here, I will explain that in a little bit. Wherever you see this lightning bolt, I will explain that. Now, I don't have to overcome this guardian right away if I don't want to, or I don't have the resources to do it. The thing is, at the end of the round, when I collect my worker, if I collect my worker from a place that has a guardian revealed, then I would gain one of these fear cards. And fear cards aren't good for the end of the game because they're -1 point. Now, like I said, there are level 2 sites, but they're farther up. So let's say I decide to do a little more exploring. I go farther up there. But as you can see, I got to pay 6 compass tokens to go up there and double the cars or double the boats. But those areas reap me better rewards. Another action you can do is to buy a card. You can buy these item cards, and then there are these artifact cards. Item cards you pay with coins. Artifact cards you pay with compasses. And one thing I like about this game in the theme is at the beginning of the game, you pretty much just arrive to the island. So these items represent things that you equipped yourself with for your expedition. You might have said, I want this dog. You know, you brought a dog with you. You got some binoculars. You got a steamboat. Now, when you buy an item card, when you pay the cost, you take this card and you put it at the bottom of your deck. Okay? And that means when you draw your hand at the beginning of the next round, more than likely you'll get this card and you could play this card, which is another action you can do, but I'll get into that in a bit. So, and then there's these artifact cards. Artifact cards you pay with compasses. That means you did some exploring, you came across this artifact. Now, when you find an artifact card, you get to activate it right then and there as soon as you purchase it, but then you just put in your discard pile. But it's part of your deck now, and the next time it comes up, in order to use it again, you have to spend that tablet. So I get that tablet represents, okay, I done learned how to use this artifact. You know, I studied it. I know how to use it now. So now you're playing this card. And as the game goes along, as the round goes, you'll get more artifacts to buy, less items to spend. And I really like that part of the game. It really adds into the theme. Another action I can do is play a card. So let's say later on in the game, this is my hand. Now, didn't mention all the cards that you buy, the item cards and the artifact cards also have those symbols up there. So you can spend those. So let's say I wanted to go to a site that had the boat, needed the boat symbol. All I have is cars and boot, but I do have an airplane. So I could spend that to send that worker up to where there's a boat symbol. Now, next turn, I want to play a card. I can play this card. It will gain me a compass, and I can activate an unoccupied tent site. That's a really cool ability. So that's why I got the dog. Now, back to the lightning bolt. Any place you see the lightning bolt, that's a free action. So right before I do my main action, let's say I'm trying to get some compasses to move, I could play this, get a compass, play this, free action, get a coin, and then play this, get another compass, and then activate an unoccupied tent site. Another, see the lightning bolt here? I could flip him over. This is a one-time deal. This Guardian, flip him over. He's still going to score me 5 points, but I get the draw card. Oh, man, now I got the boat. See, I could have saved that airplane for something else. So now, that's pretty much some of the actions, but I got a couple more to tell you about. So why are you collecting these arrowheads and tablets and gems and such? Because they're not worth any points at the end of the game. Well, one reason is you want to be able to overcome the Guardians, which I've showed you. They score you points at the end of the game. But another thing that scores you points is the one and very important action that you have to do. And that is go up on this temple track. Because you're pretty much exploring the island. Here you're exploring the temple. Now, to go up on this temple track, you have, first of all, let me point this out. You have a magnifying glass and a logbook. And you're moving them up on the temple track. So right now, if I wanted to move this magnifying glass up, let's say I pay these two, pay these, I can move this up the temple track. And that will give me a bonus here. If you look at the shape, that will give me a bonus of 1 coin. Now, whenever you move the book, your book cannot go past your magnifying glass. It can go to the same level, but it can never go over it because that represents this. You know, you're studying here and you're logging your findings in this book. So let's say on the next turn, I want to move this book up. If you see this cost over here, it's a gem. Let's say I move this book over here. Pay this gem. Return it to the supply. So now I get a bonus right here. That gives me a bonus of one of these assistants. They can come over. They decide to join my expedition and help me out. So this guy, I could discard a card with a boot and get an arrowhead. That's real cool because that'll help me get up the temple track. She'll give me a compass that will help me with exploring. He gives me discounts on buying item or artifact cards. That's cool too. But let's say I get her. Put her on my board. Next turn, I decide to do some more research. I discard another gem. I move this guy here. Now, I could have moved him here because they're attached, but when I move this book, he's only attached to this part of the temple. So I move this here. I get a compass, you know, but I also get a bonus. Since I'm the first one here, I get this tile. This allows me to exile a card from my my discard pile or my hand. And let's say I got one of them fear cards. I get rid of it. That means I won't lose a point at the end of the game. So I cannot stress this enough. That temple track, do not ignore it. That's going to give you points at the end of the game. And the more you research, like the higher you go up, let's do this. You go up, you get more points. If you're the first one to get way up there, I don't know if you can see it, you get 23 points. And then there are some tablets up there that you'll be able to get. Like I said, this board is huge. So there's some tablets up there that you'll be able to get if you pay like a coin and 2 tablets and a gem. If you can pay all that stuff up there, you get that 11-point tablet. And that's really big at the end of the game. Now that I have this assistant over there in my campsite, she has a lightning bolt also. So I can activate her for free during my turn, once per round. So let's say it's my turn. I really need a compass, so I can tap her, and she gets me a compass. Okay? Another thing, I don't know if you can see the lightning bolt up here. That's another thing you can do with your lightning bolt. I can, so this idol that I got is going to be worth 3 points. And all these spaces that are open are going to be worth points at the end of the game. But let's say I really needed that arrowhead. So I would take this idol, place it, lock it in there, and get this arrowhead. It will cost me 1 point at the end of the game. I still get the 3 points for the idol, but it may be more advantageous for me on the long run. Now, the only other action I could do, I went over, dig at a site, discovering a new site, playing a card, buying a card, doing your research, overcoming Guardian. The other action you can do is pass. Let's say you get to the point where you don't want or can't do anything else your turn. You pass and you wait for everybody else to pass. Once everybody has passed, you collect all your workers from the board. And if a worker comes back from a place that had a guardian that has yet to be overcome, you get a fear card. You refresh all your assistants. Then you take any cards in your hand. If you don't, you can keep them or you can discard them that you haven't played. So let's say, this ain't going to help me. So I take this, I shuffle this up, okay? And then I put it at the bottom of the deck. And then I draw 5 cards off the top of the deck. The last thing we would do, it was go to where the staff, because round 1, we would discard this item, discard this artifact, move this staff over for the second round, and reveal 2 artifacts. So, like I said, as the game goes along, it's 5 rounds. You get less and less items, but you get more and more artifacts to be able to purchase throughout the game. After 5 rounds and after everyone has passed, we would go into final scoring. So they give you this nice score pad in the game. So you will get points for how far you've gotten up the tempo track with both of your tokens. You will get points for any of those tablets that you got. You get points for all your idols. And then for those spaces that haven't been covered, you will get those points. You will get points for every guardian that you've overcome. You will also get points for your item and artifact cards, which I didn't mention. At the bottom of the cards, there are these points. You will score these points. So that's another factor you want to take into consideration when buying cards. Then you will count up any fear cards and subtract how much fear. 1 point for each fear card, and then that will be your final score. And of course, whoever has the highest score is the winner of the Lost Ruins of Arnak. So how did you like this game?
I really liked it. It made me think of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that's why I liked it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm also a big fan of, when I first got into video games, I played a lot of Tomb Raider. And I love playing Tomb Raider because the exploration and discovering these ruins and all that. I love Tomb Raider.
That's not why you love Tomb Raider.
Why did I like Tomb Raider?
Lara Croft.
She's just a cartoon.
Oh, so now she's just a cartoon.
Yeah. Okay, Anyway, so let's get right to it. What'd you think of the theme?
I like the theme. The idea of exploring a civilization, that's right up with my geography fantasy. So that was fun.
Yeah, I liked it. It did immerse you into the theme, especially that board. Like, I'm looking at the board and I kept chanting Jumanji in the back of my head. It's just it's a beautiful game, and it did grab me.
Yes.
So let's jump to components.
So that arrowhead and those tablets, those were so cute and thematic. So again, I like the meeples because I just think meeples are cute. And yeah,
okay.
So I like the meeples.
They had their little Indiana Jones hat on, so that was cool.
Yeah, so even the components were thematic.
Yeah, I mean the tablets. Like I said, I always say this. They could have just made little cardboard tablets.
No.
They made a little acrylic tablets
Yes.
and put little etchings
Yes.
on them and the
Yes.
arrowheads.
Yes.
And it just really just added to this game.
That level of detail was really cool.
So, what did you think about the art?
So, the art on the board and the art on the cards really evoke that sense of going on a expedition, an exploration. So I really like that they just evoke that whole mood.
Yeah, I like the art on the different ruins. It did give you that like sense of discovery when you went to explore a spot and you had to spend compasses, which showed that you had to travel out there to go find this ruin, and then you discover the ruin and you're like, wow, and you hear the voices in the back like, oh,
Yeah.
like you discovered it and
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
So yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the art. The Guardians,
Yeah.
were really nicely drawn, and just the colors, and the game really immerses you with the art.
And honestly, those fear cards, yeah, they were scary to me.
Yeah, you didn't want to you had to get rid of them fear cards.
Well, I ain't want to look at them, so that was well
Well,
done.
you always made sure you got rid of those.
Well, yes, I did.
Still didn't win.
That's besides the point.
You just wanted to make sure I was more scared than you.
Okay, if that's how you want to look at it,
Is that scared is okay?
we gonna roll with it.
Okay. All right. So, anyway, what did you think about the mechanics?
I really enjoyed the mechanics. Of course, worker placement, resource management, and the deck building. That's not one that I interact with a lot.
Yeah.
So it worked. It worked for this. Sometimes it was actually a little bit frustrating, but that deck building really affected it. What I liked about it is you had a lot of options and you had a lot of choices, and I love that.
Yeah, so what I liked about the deck building aspect is like you're filling your deck with these items and these artifacts. And at the beginning of the game, you got a lot of items. So that those items represented how well you equipped your expedition. But as you got further and further in the game, the artifacts became more available, which meant as you got deeper on the island, you started discovering these artifacts that helped you out. So I think that really added to the theme. I love that. So, like I said, the resource management. What are you collecting all these arrowheads and the tablets for? Because you need them to overcome the Guardians. You need them to go up the temple track. So I love that aspect of it.
Yes.
So, what do you think about the teach?
All right. So this is the heaviest game I've played.
Really?
Yes.
What about Newton?
Well, maybe it's on the same level as Newton,
Okay.
but so this is not an entry level game.
No, it isn't.
You have to kind of understand some of the basic mechanics, and you do have to know how to be strategic in accumulating victory points.
Yeah, and that's what I love most. Like when you only got 2 workers through the whole game.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yes.
you
yes,
know.
Yes.
That's it. So, and you don't get more. You don't get more at all.
There's no way to get more, right?
So, but your first round, you aren't able to do a whole lot because you just got to the island. But when you get round to the 4th and 5th round, you find your turn lasting like so much longer than the first round. You know, because now you're combo and stuff. Like I got this, I done got this resource. Now I can go up the temple track, and they'll help me to get this, so I can overcome the guardian. And then now that I done overcome the guardian, that guardian will help me get further up the island. So I thought that was really cool, and I also like the fact that you're not killing the guardians.
Yeah, you
Like
just
we're the intruders.
right.
We're just earning their respect.
Exactly.
And now they're like, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna help you out.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that.
So overall,
I really enjoyed this game because I like being immersed in a theme.
Yeah.
And this game does a really great job of that. I like that you have options. Some games you have to do this and you have to do that, or you have to do a combination of things. This game gives you a lot of choice. So I really like that. And the constraints that the game has really just increase the level of challenge and make it more interesting.
yeah, I like that, but you have to go. There is no way around it. You have to go up that temple track.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, like I said, what's the point? You come to this island, you're exploring, you found the temple. What, you gonna look at the temple? Like, wow, that's pretty. Okay, we can go back now. No, you gotta go explore the temple.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you going up there, and that's how you get a good amount of points in the game.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good to get all that other stuff, but that temple track, that's the way to go. So, I am in love with this game.
How in love are you?
I'm not even gonna lie. You know, not like Laura Croft in love. Okay, but in love with this game. Alright, so it made me reevaluate, like, man, could this break my top 10 of all time? And I had to go look, and, you know, no, it didn't. It said 11.
Okay. I can get that.
You know, so anyway, that is Lost Ruins of Arnak. It is a great game. My best game of 2020, and I love the fact that my wife could get into it, being that it's a mid-weight, you know, game, heavy for her, but she really enjoyed it, and I like that, you know. So if you have not checked this game out, you're doing yourself a disservice. Definitely check this game out. So if you like the content of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and enjoy. Please keep gaming, and I will see you next time. I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this has been Blackboard Gaming. See ya.